So that brings us to the weekly practice. So this is going to do, in fact, what we just did there. So take the 4 verses from 55 to 58. Make brief summaries of what they mean. And you can do this in any way that works for you, of course. You might like bullet points, you might like mind mapping or other techniques. But in some way summarize it so that you understand the main points of what each verse is saying in terms of the quality or status of a self-realized soul. And then create a 1-line summary of each verse, giving you a 4-line summary of the section. This description that you end up with is essentially an ideal. So you've started with your own, say, bullet points, gone down to a single line for each verse, string them together, and you get a 4-line summary of a self-realized soul. So work in the direction not of making it academic. Work in the direction of writing something that for you encompasses this highest ideal of self-realization. Make sure it makes sense in terms of the content that we've been covering. But at the same time, within that, try and make it something which appeals to your own sense of creativity, to your own mind, so that you're writing not just to give an answer, but you're writing to entertain your mind. Think of it that way. This becomes one way that you can start to frame your absolute ideal, through this understanding of what it is. Memorize it. And then give it a 1-word label. Okay, so here's one I prepared earlier. Take it out of the oven. Okay. So you might write it in terms of what you often hear called like an affirmation, but this is an ideal. You can see how it contains all of those ideas, but at the same time has a different angle to it. The way to memorize it, or one way to memorize it, is to take the first letter of every word, put it down underneath, and then cover up and read, cover up and read. So the first letter of each word will stimulate what the word is. It's remarkably useful. So then you would give this ideal a single label. And now when you use this word, you might say, simply call this growth, whatever. When you use this word growth, you have a deep impressionistic meaning of it, and at the same time, when you want to entertain people at a cocktail party, you can explain everything about what it means. Self-knowledge means I know I'm whole, therefore I won't be driven by desire, and so on and so forth. So have a go at this. I'll be interested to see what people think of it, how useful they find it in terms of developing an absolute ideal. Blank like the sky. Must mean it's finished. Any questions or clarifications?